So our topic today is Copilot and AI agents. And then what is our agenda like? We're going to do an introduction to AI agents, how Copilots relates to AI agents, the capability of agents, what agents can actually do. And then we can look at the types of agents we have, benefits of those agents, and then how you can get started with agents. So we're going to explore pre-built AI agents in Microsoft 365 and also create our own agents in Microsoft 365. And that forms the basics of our assignment. All that we have been taught so far, all of them is actually coming down to today, what you're going to be doing today. And that will mean that at the end of the day, what your project is actually going to be on this notion of what you have been taught so far and what you are going to be doing today. So, but before I start, let me quickly talk about housekeeping. This session will be recorded and will be made available for future viewing. So please mute your mic when you're not talking. I know that I allowed a mic for everyone just because I want the class to be as interactive as possible. Pen down your questions onto the Q&A session. And also you have our social media handles that you will ask that you follow us on. It's also very important that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can keep up to date on all of our events. So, a quick recap of what we did last week. I know that Olalikon did a lot around prompt engineering, and then he also mentioned a few techniques around prompt engineering, which the reason for that class I mean that class was actually necessary to happen to be like a foundational class for us today, for what we're having today. Because believe me, even if you have your own ideas and you don't know how to really put prompts, because what AI, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Copilot, what they understand is actually prompt. And a good prompt will give you the right answer, will give you the right, will make your AI to respond to you in the manner that you expect. But if you do not know the arts or you have not mastered the art of writing a good prompt, you may not be getting the right result. And at the end of the day, there are a few things that are going to happen. One, you may feel that your AI is not giving you the right result. And the second thing is that you might even make the AI to hallucinate because it will feel that, okay, since it doesn't have enough information, then probably maybe this is what it thinks you are talking about, and it will be giving you a wrong information. So sometimes, but if you don't want your AI to hallucinate, then it's also important for you to be able to give it the good prompt. And the last time I spoke, I talked about grounding. Part of the concept of AI, which is grounding, is the fact that you must be able to say, oh, this is where your AI should look for any form of information it needs. Or probably when we use the word grounding, you are actually saying restricting the AI model or your AI chats, chat GPT to say it is this conference of knowledge I want you to look into for any information I'm asking you. So you can either ask for it to be grounded in your work application. So if you ask anything, you can say, hey, please look at my work environment, all the applications in my app, and then give me the answers to what I've asked you. Or otherwise, you go to the web. So there are only two ways you can actually get information for Copilot. Is either you're getting it from the web or you're getting it from your work application. So let me know general, but those are the two major ways. However, you have opportunity also to say probably maybe you're collecting it to what plugins or some connectors, or you can actually bring some URLs, even those URLs will be still the web. But it now depends whether they are the ones for your own company or probably maybe they are public URLs you want to bring in into the co-pilot you're building. So that's just one of the things that I said we should discuss. And then when you look at co-pilot, I mean, when you look at prompts, last week when Olalikon mentioned there, I mean, prompts, Copilot prompts are instructions or questions you tell your Copilot what you want. And the four things that a prompt must include are what your goal. What do you want from Copilot? What is it? What is your intention? Then the context. Why do you need it and who is involved? So it's important for you to give your co-pilot as much information, whether it is even chat GPT, as much information as possible. However, you're keeping it very simple for someone to be able to um, understand, or for your AI to be able to understand. So the rule of thumb is what? One, what do you want your co-pilot? You're sitting to say, oh, what do I want from co-pilots? Then you are now marrying what you want from co-pilot, or why do you need it, and who are the people that is involved? Who are your audience? Who is this message for? Who is this thing you want to build for? Those information will help you to be able to draft your prompt. Then you are not just drafting your prompt to say, oh, Copilot, I want you to do so thing for this set of people, but you are also going beyond that to use the third rule of thumb to say, what is your expectation? How do you want Copilot to respond best to fulfill your to fill your request? What is your expectation? You that's why it is called co-pilots, because you are the human agent here, you are the human person here, and then co-pilot is just an assistant for you. And then if there is any other place, which is what we said, the source is actually referring to the grounding. Where do I want Copilot to check what I want it to give me? Is it in my work account, or I mean in the work applications that I have, or I want it to go to the web, or probably maybe you even want it to go somewhere. So you are specific really. So an example is what we put there, that when you are talking about goal, I want a list of 3 to 5 bullet points to prepare me. That's your goal. You want this. Then the context is that for an upcoming meeting with social client, and then what are you focusing on? You're focusing on their current state and what they're looking to achieve. That's the context. And then the expectation is that you are asking Copilot to say respond with a tone that is friendly but authoritative. And then where am I searching as Copilot for this information? You say focus on my email and Teams chat with the person over the last 2 weeks. So this, if you put these all things together, you will see that you have come up with a very intelligent prompt for Copilot to be able to do it. And so that's some of the things that Olalekan touched last week. And he did mention the different types of prompts, the different techniques of prompts that you can use. And then we're giving a short class for us to be able to test those prompts out. We want to talk about what are agents now. So let's look at what are agents. And then when you think about it, mm, in the simplest form, really, an agent has software systems that can perform tasks autonomously on your behalf. So, but sometimes people do not really understand it because it doesn't capture what today's agents do so for transfer for businesses, the way agents has transformed business. So recently, like last year, December was when it all began. And then we said that AI is also going through a form of transformation. And the transformative part of AI that became blown up, that everybody is seeing today, is what we call the agentic AI. So when you think about it, an agent's most of what you will see is that they have what is called memory, which is different from when you think about an automation. So, because for you to be like an agent, for you to behave like an agent as like an human, to for you to behave like an agent, you need to have memory, and then you need to also have access to tools that we actually do that. I mean, they need to be able to have access to tools so that they can do the things you want them to do on your behalf. And that's why we said agents are what autonomous. and they have memory, unlike when you do an automation process. So the word autonomous means that they can on their own decide, they can think on their own. Unlike unlike when you say, oh, you want to carry out an automation task. An automation, don't mistake an automation with agents. I would say part of what an agent will do is to automate a task. That is just part of what he will do. But it doesn't mean automation will be probably maybe I have a manual repetitive test and I now want to say, oh, I want to turn this manual repetitive test to something that is digital, which means that I want it to be automated on my behalf. But when you do automation, you do not have you it does not require memory, unlike what agents. So we're saying that agents are intelligent, designed to assist people, and in a way, they perform tasks autonomously, not autonomously in the sense that they have to behave like humans. So one of the good examples that somebody told me about is like take for instance, maybe you are looking for a house and then you call all of these house agents to help you look for a house. So you are not the one that person that is looking for house for you ask. He knows what you need. He knows your specification. He's doing it on your behalf. He's going around to do it on your behalf. And maybe although maybe Nigerian agents are not like that because they take you even to the ones that are not really the right place for you to go. But by the time it gets what you want, it now deliver it to you. Do you get even some goes to the extent of helping you to furnish the place and then just hand you over the key when everything is fully furnished and just for you to move in. So think of as an agent that way. He's not the owner, is not at the end of the day, is not the owner of the software or what he's doing, but he is behaving on your behalf, having memory, think on your behalf for you to be able to carry out the task. So sometimes people mix it up and say, are traditional chatbots or AI assistants the same thing as agents? So the answer is no. Before today, unlike traditional chatbots or AI assistants that can simply respond to immediate queries, it's just okay, immediate queries is what you give them. They don't keep in memory what you have asked them. Modern AI agents can handle what we refer to as multi-step processes without continuous human guidance. That's the difference between them. So when you talk about chatbots and AI agents, are they the same? Not necessarily. Chatbots can only respond to immediate queries, whereas when you look at agents, they can handle multi-step processes without continuous human guidance. And this is the distinction that is actually crucial to how they behave. You understand? So, for example, you can schedule a meeting, they can schedule meeting on your behalf, manage emails, and offer real-time data analysis and personalized recommendation. Do you understand? So the whole thing about agents started in last year, so to say, and we talked about it. So like I said, I will not touch more on what they call it. I will not touch so much on slides today because we're going to have a lot to do around practical. But let me just stay more on talking about the different types. Hold on, like I said, my slide has been misbehaving. So let me come down to Microsoft 365 agents. Now, when you talk about Microsoft 365 agent, they utilize what is referred to as AI and machine learning. We all know that machine learning is what we talk about. What machine learning, I've talked about it the last time I spoke, what machine learning, deep learning, and all of that, the language model, I came out of it. And then so Microsoft 365 agents utilize the AI and machine learning to understand user behavior and deliver. The cool thing is that they deliver personalized solution. to those users. So unlike traditional personal assistant, which I've been talking about, like your chat agents, agents can work alongside user or act on their behalf. So they can undo tasks such as responding to queries much more than the immediate query. So they have a form of memory, and that memory they can do what they it allows them to for tailored expertise and significantly in a way respond in a manner that mimic humans. So we have agents now acting as if they are humans. So when we talk about the different types of agents, um, there are different types of agents. We have pre-built agents. And then we have pre-built agents are agents that are either built by Microsoft or they are built by Microsoft vendor, which has been certified by Microsoft for them to be in their store. Then you have ready-made SharePoint site agents, and then you have agents for everyday business use. And lastly, you also have advanced agents you can build. These are custom agents. So when we look at low-code options for creating agents, I'll just touch on this briefly and then be able to, because like I said, I don't want to do so much slide today. I want us to be able to focus really. Now, when you look at the low code options for building agents, really, you have Copilot Studio Agent Builder, which is today, if you go to your Microsoft 365 chat, let me see. Like I have some, okay. So if you go to your Microsoft 365 charts, if you look at it today, if you go to your Microsoft 365 charts, and then you want to create agents, which I just want to it, you will see that when you say create agents, it brings out this Copilot Studio. So this Copilot Studio is what we refer to as what agents, Copilot agent builder, sorry, agent builder. Unlike if I now go to Copilot Studio, that's the one that if I go to copilotstudio.com, really, that's the one that comes with the um what they call it, that the Power Platform people, the low code people actually use, and then the pro code sometimes can use. I just want you to know the difference, because you will say, oh, Copilot Studio Agent Builder, and you say Copilot Studio again. What's the difference? So the ones that comes with your Microsoft 365 Copilot or chat, or that is the one that is referred to as what Copilot Studio Agent Builder. So just bear that. We will look at the different flavors actually. And then when you look at the target audience, you have end user IT, then you have SharePoint agents also. We have end user ID. This is like, sorry, SharePoint. This is like the interface for you to build your agents. We have end user IT, and then we have the Copilot Studio, which is for IT also. So you can see the difference. What Microsoft is trying to do is to empower everyone that even whether you know how to write code or not, you can do things yourself. So when are you supposed to use this Copilot Studio agent builder to build your code? To build an agent is when to use it is maybe you want to do a simple options to query organization knowledge and general web content from within Copilot chats. When you want to use it on the SharePoint is for you to query content from a specific SharePoint site folder or from specific files within SharePoint or Teams chat. But when you come to Copilot Studio, you are looking at a powerful option really for you to retrieve knowledge and perform tasks using variety of data sources. And then this is an interface that, like I said, those low code developers that are using Power Platform and then pro code developers can actually come in this Copilot Studio and use. So if you look at who can build, anyone with access to Copilot chat can build an agent. So as long that you have Copilot chat, which is what we've given you, you can build an agent. If you also have Microsoft 365 Copilot license, which is the business license for Microsoft 365 Copilot, you can also build it. Now, for the SharePoint, who are the people that can build agents? We're talking about anyone that has access to SharePoint if the tenant has an enabled pay-as-you-go SharePoint. And also user with a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, that is the business license. And then for the Copilot Studio, you have anyone with Microsoft 365 Copilot license. Only you have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, which is the business license. It gives you automatically access to a Copilot Studio. Or you might decide to buy a Copilot Studio user license for you to be able to build. So, what are the agent complexity that it can do? It can search and it can also retrieve. Then in Copilot Agent Builder, here also you can search and do retrieval. However, for Copilot Studio, you have what search and retrieval. It is stats based and it is what autonomous really. And where can your users access it? So you can access this on Copilot Chat. So and then within Copilot Chat, the only thing you can access is the Microsoft 365 app and Teams, and then you can also access it from Copilot Studio. But for SharePoint, you will be able to access the agent from a SharePoint and a Teams chat. And then from a Copilot Studio, you can see that it has more because you have Teams, Copilot chat, websites, and apps where users can access. And then what data is supported? So you can see here that what data is supported is that you can only support web content. That means the agent you build in the Copilot Studio builder can actually just get data from the web, can only search for results for you in the web. Then if you also have a Microsoft Graph connector, you can actually connect a Microsoft Graph connector to it and then we'll be able to. Also, if you have a SharePoint site folders and files, you can have that. But for a SharePoint agent, where it can get data that is supported, like he said, it is built for just what SharePoint alone. That's what this agent is built for SharePoint. So you have SharePoint site folders and files and Microsoft Graph data. So maybe I should stop here and just give you a bit of a use case where you can use this SharePoint agent. So imagine that you have like an HR site that has all of the things around policies for your organization, maybe a site that you have created in SharePoint, and it has every information about the policies, about compliance policy, about boarding for your users, what are the things they need to load, they check their employee handbook and all of that. You can create an agent in that site that immediately a user lands on that site, it interacts with what you have on that site with the knowledge that is your site folders and files and the data you have on that site and be able to what talk to your user. So SharePoint agents, immediately you create a site, you have an agent with it that comes out of the box. You understand? However, you can also create your agents in the SharePoint and customize it that even beyond that site, you can link it to different sites if you want more information from it. So I just want us to understand the different options for creating agents. So we know the one we are familiar with is this Copilot Studio agents because we have the Copilot chats. But the SharePoint also is there. And then for the Copilot Studio, you can see that what makes it different is that you have Power Platform data connectors. It can go to public website. It can go to database tables. You can even put API data. You don't have that here. So what else do I need to know? So you can share it across. When you create an agent from the Copilot Studio agent, you can actually share it across across your organization. Then um, the agent can be free for consumption if it is just for Copilot agent chat you're creating, or it can also require a Microsoft 365 Copilot license Remember what we said, that who and who have access to this. You remember that we says who can build. If you have like the Copilot chat and you also have like user with Microsoft 365 Copilot license, you can build also. Then this SharePoint is the SharePoint agent is based on SharePoint data you have pre-built for SharePoint site, or you can create your own, like I said before. You can also share a file link based on existing user permission and security setting. And then SharePoint agents require a Microsoft 365 Copilot license or Copilot Studio consumption-based license. And then for the Copilot Studio, you can see it allows for many data sets and can be deployed outside your organization. While your SharePoint agent remains within your organization, the agent you build with your Copilot agent builder also remains between your organization. But if you want to share any agent out, then you have to build it on Copilot Studio, or you can even use the what they call it, the AI Foundry, which we will show in a bit. So what are the examples of agent templates we have? You can see some of the examples. We have writing coach, which provides like a feedback on your writing. It helps to change the tone of your messages. These are like agents that comes out of the box. Do you get? They are out of box agents. They are pre-built agents, like we said you have like idea coach, which help you brainstorm and organize ideas. So it brainstorm like like a personal assistant, as if you have like a body by you that is telling you, okay, this is what you are. I mean, it gives you brainstorm. Oh, I have this, and then maybe it's giving you ideas. That is what an idea coach will do. Then prompt coach. A lot of us don't know that this is a very powerful agent that is pre-built. This agent can assist you in creating a well-structured prompt for Copilot. So you can even decide to ask that, I want to create an agent for a travel agent. Can you come up with a prompt for me? And then you'll be surprised that the prompt coach, which we'll show in a bit, will also come up with that. Then you have career coach, learning coach, visual creators. So depending on the kind of license you have, you may not be able to see all of these agents, or even the fact that probably maybe the agent is not deployed organization wide for you to see. So another thing is that this agent also can also be built in Copilot. You have the onboarding body, which, like I said, assists new hires with onboarding process, provides training, answer question, and set up meeting. You have resume reviewer, which evaluates your resume against job description. These are all pre-built agents. You just need to upload. You have research assistant. And then you have policy search, offers comprehensive policy lookup ability, answer inquiries about your complete policies. So this is what the agent. So like I said, I'm not going to talk too much today. What I want us to focus on is our project, which I'm going to be looking at in a bit. So, okay. So if you come into your screen for the first time, the thing you're gonna see is your M365 Copilot. Even if you type portal.office, I mean office.portal.com, this is what you're going to see. They just bring you straight here. And Microsoft is trying hard to say, okay, even if we bring you straight here, just try to ensure that you can do something, so to say, maybe just for you to be able to use Copilot. That's what Microsoft brings you here. And if you go to your search, I just want us to, your search, we talk about probably maybe the recent things that you have done on Copilot or no, or your files. Then you have chats. Chats will be, okay, Copilot asking you, how can I help you today? Maybe analyze the text in the following and make suggestion, prepare a brief of today's news from the finance industry, monitor industry news, write some funny out of office email responses to use. Why? You know, while I'm vacation also includes steps of how to set. If I do this, if I enter this, probably maybe Copilot is just going to say, oh, different types of options for me, and then it will give me. So I can click on, it will give me the answer and the text. Funny, out of office. I'm currently out of office trying to remember what life was like before email. If your message is urgent, try sending it, again. It's repeatedly, like 100 times. That should do it. Otherwise, I'll get back to you when I return on. This is like a funny out of office email template that you send to someone, even if the person laughs it off, you get. So you can see the different options he gave you at the end of the day. And then he also give you the option for you how to set an out of office. That's what the chat is. It's supposed to help you, make it. And it's giving you different kinds of prompts. Remember what we said the last time. It's giving you different kinds of prompts. You can view more prompts here. It's giving you different kinds of prompts, like he said. Sorry, really different kinds of suggestion. Add a funny vacation story, include a backup contact info, all of this is what Copilot is giving you just out of it. And this is just the chat. I can decide again to say, okay, I want to view more prompts. And in that more prompts, I want to say, oh, um, maybe these suggest some common questions that can be asked to get a to get a retrospective started with my colleagues. If I ask this question, an open discussion, what went well this sprint? Probably maybe you're having a conversation and all of that. Maybe you're having a review, a performance review with your team, and you don't know how to go about it. Let's say you're a team lead. This is something that you can come with Copilot, but this is chat. Do you understand? This is not agent yet. Then let's now say we want to, although this is me just giving a chat and then you're doing prompts and all of that. But when we now say we want to start building agents, I have these agents here. And then the first agent I have is that we can explore the different kinds of agents that we have. I think I should reduce this in a bit so that you can see. I think 110 is better. So if you look at the different kinds of agents you have, this one yesterday ahead of time, I just publish it, deploy it to everyone in the organization so they can see. So you see, when we talk about pre-built agents, you have the ones that are built by Microsoft, which is a visual, like this one is a visual creator. This is a prompt coach. This is a writing coach. This is an idea coach. This is a career coach, a learning coach. And then you can now see agents also that are pre-built by Microsoft third-party vendor, but that has gone through a lot of rigorous certification from Microsoft to be certified that, oh, they meet all of the standard of responsible AI, and then all of the standard that's for you to be able to publish a an agent in Microsoft Store. So these are all of them here. And you can see more as you go down, a lot of them. You have presentation AI, which is going to help you with presentation with zero effort. Some of them you can try out, some of them you can decide not to use, and all of that. So just like we said, you see them in the agent store. If I come today and say I want to use prompt coach, you will see that this saying your organization has prevented this agent from being installed. The reason is because this requires you for you to have like the Copilot license, that is the M365 Copilot business license. But then I can go and uh, deploy it organization wide, which is what I've done from the back end, and then people can see it. So if you see it now, when I deploy it, is going to appear here. Now you can see my prompts, my agents here. This is my prompt coach, my agent. Let me say my prompt coach agent. I have so many things that I can use here, and then it can help me with. So I can say, show me good front examples, and then it's going to show me. If it cannot, all right, let me just say Okay, let me say, generate a prompt for me to be able to, let me see some of those questions I brought out yesterday. Let me see. So as I would say, generate a prompt for me to use in Copilot. Um, for Copilot, let me say, create create an let me use the right word, a travel assistant AI agent. Mm. So let's see what is going to ask me. What's wrong? Why are my agents failing today? Is anything the problem? Oh, that's strange. Okay, not to worry. Let me see whether I can. No, what's going on? What's going on? All right. If the agency, so I don't waste time, I'm just showing examples of what the front coach can do. I wonder except there is something wrong with analyze my prompts and do if you're for you to go to the next line of writing the prompt, just press your shift and then enter so that it goes to the next line. So analyze my prompt and prove everyone I should improve it. Help me with a prompt for creating a travel assistance agent. Let me see. Okay. There's something wrong. Maybe all prompts, maybe for this is there's something wrong. Okay, so let's explore another agents. Let me be sure that it's because it required this. Let's look at the idea prompt. You can see that if I do idea coach prompt, I can add it. Unlike if I come to a prompt coach, it's not allowing me add. Maybe that's why it's giving me error. This does not also allow me add. They said probably maybe I have a license. This also visual creator does not allow me. Career coach also do not allow me. Learning coach does not allow me. So let me see the idea coach and I can add the idea coach for myself. So once you add an agent, you will see it appear on this side. Okay. Okay, let me see. Let me brainstorm about its topic. And the topic is um AI. Create, let me still use my example, create an AI agent. Okay, I don't want to use that. Let me say political situation in Africa. Let me be more specific. Impact of the political situation in African economy. Hmm? And then I give this. If it gives that same error, okay. So it's because that agent, maybe Microsoft caught me because I was wondering when, because I know it requires a Microsoft business license. I was also wondering where I was able to publish it yesterday, but then it didn't allow me. So let's look at the difference. So you can see now for an idea coach, it gives me this, just me trying it. Mhm. So he said he can help me to brainstorm about the impact of political situation on African economy. So he asked me that. We can start by discussing the overall importance of political stability and then the corruption and economic development. Then it gives me a trade policy and economic impact, and then conclusion. If I need more, this is an agent that is working with me that we're brainstorming as if something is happening. But let me see. This is M365 what? Copilot chats. You can see that on this place, I do not have any work or web. It means that all of this information is going to the web straight up. Now, I'm going to use my Copilot business. I'm going to bring up this page. This is my work account. This is my work account. And with my work account, you can see that I have more. I can even see researcher. You can't see researcher because you do not have the M365 business license. I have. So you can see that I have more things. I have the analyst. I have the co-pilot prompt coach. So let me see whether that's the experience that I have. You see, I can add it because this is my work account and I have M365 business, so I can add it. If I add this right now, and then the question I'm asking, let's see what the question asking. So let's see the question I'm asking is that prompt generation, and I say help me to generate a prompt to be used in Copilot for creating a travel assistant. That is what I was trying to do with the other one. Assistant, even though I don't assistant. Huh? And then let's see what it's going to say. I doubt whether it's so it's not going to give me that error message I have. And then the good thing about it is I see the way it is because it is the prompt coach. See what it has done with me. He said, sure, you can help me, but let's him specifically know this. Go. You see those four elements that we talked about a good prompt is also bringing it out here. What do you want the travel assistant to achieve? For example, do you want it to help users plan trips, find accommodation, or provide tips? If I say I can come here and say yes to question one. Context, is there any background information or specific requirement that the travel assistant should consider? For example, should it focus on certain destination or types of travel? It's already giving me that. Source, what are the specific source or example that the travel assistant should consider? For example, do you maybe like Skyscanner, TripAdvisor, all of those places, booking.com? Then expectation, how do you expect the travel assistant to format or structure his response? For example, should it be more detailed itineraries you should provide, list of recommendation or brief summary? So this is a prompt coach that is teaching me on how I'm going to write my coach. My prompts. Do you get? That is this one doing that for me. So this is me um doing I'm trying to I want to create an agent, but I don't even know how to construct the prompt. But me now, what Microsoft has done is that there's a pre-built prompt coach agent that can even add has like a body a being like I can act like a brainstorming body for me. You don't get, in a way to say, oh, this is how you are going to do this, so this is what you will be able to come up with for you to be able to write your prompt. So this is good enough. I'm just saying I should just show you that example because for this one, why it did not work, I was surprised because yesterday it worked and I was questioning it in myself that how did this thing work? So probably maybe the person sitting has now woken up and said, how can this happen? So they blocked me. So that's good. So this is, let me see this account again. All right. So this is for agents, right? All the agents that we have all agents that we have pre-built. Let me still go back to the prepaid one and help you with something else. Let me just show you one thing in the prepaid one. let's say I want to all agents, I want to go to visual creator. Now what the visual creator helps you is that it transforms your ideas into captivating visual content. So you can create graphics and engaging videos simply by describing what you want to create. So let's say I open it and then I say, see, it also gives me, like any one of them, it gives me what I want. So let's say, what do you want to no Visual Studio, because of the same message I have put before. So but I want it to do what? I want it to, let's say, create a stunning video on how people view, can do what? Can book their flight and hotels. If I do this, let's see what it's going to come up with. So it's going to create a stunning. This video will be ready shortly, and I can come back to it later because so that I can move on. I'm just showing what this can do. So imagine that you have a marketing campaign that you want to do in your organization, and you come to a visual creator agent and you say, "Oh, create this for me. Create this stunning campaign about our new products," and probably maybe you can even give it a reference to anywhere you want it to. So all of those things is what you can do. And then you can add content to the agent for the agent to be able to come up with content. You can add content, you can do probably maybe add content for you to reference and all of that. So that is what you can do. Now, another thing I forgot to say, maybe I should go back to that. Another thing that I forgot to say is that even when you're creating even if you're creating, this is agent store, this is me making use of agent. If I come to chat and I want to add a chat, you can see that I can also do what? Chat with an agent. All I just need to say, if I say chat with an agent, if I do add, it will give me all the list of my agent that I'm not trying to chat with Copilot. I want to chat with an agent itself. Do you get? So from within chats, I can actually do what? Chat with an agent. Do you understand? So I don't need to. And you can see you can upload, attach cloud files from this place, upload from this device. That's just for you for chat. But I can decide to say I'm not chatting with M365 Copilot, but I want to chat with any of the agents that I have. So I don't really need to come here to say maybe I want to select an agent. Once an agent is available for me and I click on, all of those agents will be listed so I can be able to chat with the agent. So with that, just me showing you the different kinds of pre-built agents. Now let's go again back to, these are agents that are built by Microsoft. Let's look at one of the agents that are built by Microsoft certified partners or vendors, So I know some of you use this AI meeting notes in Teams. I know because it is free. You have also this Learn M365. This is, if I add this to my if I add it, I can say find training about languages in Learn M365 or search for courses regarding, this is like me looking through data, allowance you get. So the thing about this is that if it is not an agent that you build yourself, you find that the question is that, okay, um I'm not buying any subscription. You see that these ones are paid ones. So I do not have it. I'm just showing you an example. I don't have it, so I'm not interested in doing it. All I can do is that if I don't want to use an agent, I can come here and say what? Uninstall the agent. So it's not part of what I'm using again. And once you uninstall an agent, you will see that what? It is no longer here. For any agent you feel you do not want to use again, you can uninstall it. For any agent that you have built, you can actually also what share it. So that's just to get those things at the back of our mind. Now let's look at we creating an agent, which is the real story we are here to attend to today. So you can see anytime you say you want to create an agent, it gives you an option that you can try one of the following templates. Maybe it's career code. You can build straight from a template. And that's one of the things I want you to be at the back of your mind. You can view all of the templates and feel that, oh, I have an idea with this, with the agent I want to build. And I think there is existing templates that I want to use here. Why not pick one and say, probably maybe you want to build with it. So let's say I want to build with a a meeting coach is an agent designed to assist meeting organizer in creating and running effective meeting. What do? They provide support in setting clear objective and agenda, assigning meeting rules, preparing invite email inquiries. So if I do this, now, it already tells me by the side here how I can start. This is like my playground. We call this place like a playground where you can actually be testing what your agents can do. Whatever you type here, you can see. So this meeting coach agent is designed to assist meeting organizer, which is what it has done. Then I can decide to say, okay, I will use it, or I want to I will rename it later on. I'll come back and rename it. So I can decide to put it. I can now look at all the things it has here and say maybe I want to change some of the prompts, because we call all of these what status prompts. Do you get? This is what is referred to as what status prompts. That is, these are prompts, and you must have just about 6 of it. So you can decide to say, oh, you have your own prompts, and you can decide to say, oh, you will remove and then um add your own to it. So if I click on, let's say, um, start meeting objectives, I want you to set clear meeting objectives and create an effective meeting agenda, and you try it. You can see this is something is going to give you on how you can do all of that, and then this is the result it's giving you. If you click on configure, this configure takes you now to what where you can actually change what the name of the agent. If you want it to be meeting coach agent, or you want to be meeting, maybe I would like to call this one smart, sorry, maybe I'll call it smart scheduler agent. You understand? I I want it to be smart scheduler agent, and then it's it I this is where this is the template I'm using. I can decide to change the icon. Maybe you look for an icon and then you upload it, or a background. You can now change it here. Do you get? Now this is the script description of what my agent is all about. But you see, the instruction you give it, this is where this is where you have the game changer of whatever you're building. If I come into the description, this is the description, and is not is about 1,000 words. So, but this is what you are saying. Then say describe. That's why we call it descriptive agents, because you describe what you want it to do. So you said the meeting agent is designed to assist meeting all of those stories I read before. Then the instruction now is what you are now trying to tell the agent, that this is what you are going to do. This is who you are, and this is the way I want you to function. Do you get? So you're saying you're a meeting coach agent designed to assist in creation and running of effective meetings. Your primary tasks include, you see the instruction. This is really where the game changer, anytime you are creating an agent, that you are saying that the instruction you give it. So what are the instructions you're giving it? You said one, set clear objectives and agenda. And then you put it, do you see? You told it what he was supposed to do. You said assign meeting roles and communicate them. And then what do you mean? You are now putting objectives on each of what you are asking the agents to do. When you say set clear objectives and agenda, you said what? Provide support for meeting organizer in building an effective meeting agents and setting clear meeting agents. So these are like the things under, the way you have bulleted points in whatever you're writing, and then you want it to do it. One of the things I used to do when I'm creating this agent is for me to say, okay, I've identified my top bulleted points, and each of those top bulleted points, I will now take it to ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, please give me on this topic, on this particular bullet, and this is what I'm trying to do. Give me some of the bullets on the highlight the points for me under each of it. And that is what sometimes I used to come and do my own instructions. So first thing is that the instruction says set clear objectives and agenda. So under set clear objectives and agenda, what are the things I want you to do? This is what I want you to do there. Help the organizer consider the best and more relevant topic to add to the agenda. And if you look at this place where we talk and say, set clear objectives, do you see? It's wrote importance of all of this information. All of this information. If you look at set clear objectives and agenda, is not there. The only bulleted point you've just given this agent under set clear objectives and agenda is that one, provide support for meeting organizer in building an effective meeting agenda and clearing set objectives. Ensure that the meeting objectives are clearly established before the meeting. Collect the meeting goal in the agenda, considering all of this. So call to action, roll call, all of that. But because you've given it this instruction on that set, so when I selected that prompt, that starter prompt to say, I want you to set clear objectives and create an effective meeting agenda. Do you see what it did for me? It said steps to create, define the meeting objectives, clearly state what you want to accomplish by the end of the meeting, list agenda items, assign time slots, these. Example, it now helped me to do it. Example of agenda template. Here's a simple template you can use to create your meeting agenda. Meeting title, insert these. Call to order, insert time, roll call, do this, approval of minutes from these, open, he now did, and then he put, so he already helped me because this person said that what set clear objectives and agenda, and then he put under it the bulleted points. That's the way for you, because the instruction part of it is actually where the game is really. Then I now said, assign meeting roles and communicate them. So if I come to this place, let me see. Oh, I can come to, because I'm in configure now. If I come to this place and then look for another prompt and say, how do I assign meeting rules and communicate them? It's going to also what? Okay, sorry, I have it here. If I say new chats and I said assign meeting rules, help me in assigning and communicating meeting rules ahead of time. Now, if you look at assign meeting rules and communicate, it said what? Assist the organizer in assigning meeting rules ahead of time and include the details in the meeting, define clear this and all of that. It gave the bulleted point of what it's supposed to do. So if I say, help me in assigning rules ahead of time, you will see what it's going to say. It doesn't have what is going to come out, because you are telling the agent, just like we said, the agent should have a memory. So assigning meeting rules, it tells me, this person, would you like me to help draft the, let me first read it, because I'm always so excited with what happens when you're using an agent and how it simplifies your life that I get carried away sometimes. So you can see the introduction. It said, assigning meeting rules, organizer. This person is responsible for planning the meeting. Host, it leads the meeting. Note taker, it takes this. Then communicating meeting rules. So once the rules are assigned, it's important to communicate them clearly. Then it says, here's how you can do that. Send an invite email. Include roles in the agenda and then reminders. Would you like me to help draft the invite email or setting up the agenda? If I say yes, you can see it becomes like conversation, as if I'm speaking to someone that is like we are talking together. Then you can say, okay, drafting an email. Then it gives me an example of the email, the agenda, and all of that. You see, One of the things Microsoft has tried to do for us is how we can improve productivity and make life very easy as much as possible. So it's not such that at the end of the day, you are so much overwhelmed. You are focusing on what is important. You are not focusing on a lot of things. And that's what these agents will be helping you to do. So if you say you want to create this agent, and then you can see my status prompt, after the instruction, the next thing is knowledge. So if I have a knowledge base, my knowledge base, if you look at it, can be based upon your product license. So for me, I do not have a knowledge base for um what they call it, but one of the things it can help me do is that it goes to all websites available. So because I have, like, I can use websites. The only place it can go to what is website for this Copilot chat is the website I can make use of. But if I have the M365 license, I can put the URL of my okay, good. It's even coming up here. So if I do a search here, I can see all the websites. All websites is where you can go to. It has even changed before. You just put. I can go to my Teams chat from group channels and meeting that I can use it as well. If I have a Power Automate, do you get? If I have a Power Automate apps or that I've built, I can also do, or even these are all meetings. Sorry, these are all meetings that I've attended, so I can use these. Otherwise, I just select all websites, so which is what we're going to make use of here. But bear at the back of your mind that if there is any chats or group or channel, you can go there also and look for those information. However, it cannot go beyond your Teams chats. It cannot go to your SharePoint site because I do not have license for it, because I'm not using the M365 business. If I'm using the M365 business, the Microsoft 365 Copilot business, I'll be able to go to my SharePoint site. I'll be able to even go to a Power Automate connector and then bring it in. So, but all of what it can just verify here is that my Teams chats from groups, from channels and meeting, and then it listed all of the meetings that has been going on since, all the meetings that we have done, and then if I can want to use any of these meetings, because I'm building what a smart scheduler agent, so you can use. That's my knowledge. My knowledge is like, where do I want it? So it said click below or enter public website. If I have public website I also want to put, you can bring it here and you had it. So then these are my status prompts. If I try to add another prompt, you will see you say you cannot add more than 6 prompts. I can decide to remove from these prompts and give the title of my prompt and put in another one. That's the cool thing about the Copilot. So that's why we want you to build it yourself. So this is me building from what? A template. Do you get? If there is anything I want to change here, I can change it. I can also drag and reorder it to say, oh, you come forth, you come this way, and all of that. So that's just what I want you to know. And all of this, I'm doing it between the Copilot Studio AI agents. I have now moved to Copilot Studio that comes with the Power Platform. Do you understand? So this is still within the Copilot Studio AI Agents Builder. And it is available for you when you are building agents with Microsoft 365 Copilot chats, which you have. And then it's also available for you to use when you are building within Teams. However, if I want to build from Copilot Studio, I will go to this place and do what? If I have the license, Copilot Studio microsoft.com, and we can see the difference. Now, if I go to this place, you will see the difference. This is me as a pro like as a low code. You can see it's asking me to even select, and I can do a free trial. If I have an M365 business M365 Copilot business license, it won't ask me to do what? To start a free trial, because it comes bundled with it. That is, if I have the M365 Copilot business license that allows me to show you this, what I have here, that allows me to show you this. You can see I can even create. So this is my work account, and this my work account has a business license for Copilot that is attached to it. If I have that license, when I select, I will be able to do this. If I say start free trial now, we'll see the difference. We'll see the interface that is quite very different from what we have here. This one is just for you for within your your M365 Copilot. But if you do you see what my studio looks like? It's a real studio. You see, if I can describe my agent, I have a lot of things, resources here. This one is bigger than what I have here. So this is different. I just want you people to understand the difference. So, but for your own assignment, for what you're doing, this is where you will stop. For the people that are doing Copilot, AI, and agents, this is where they will come to. That is the track that is doing Copilot Studio Essential. This is where they will come. If they want to create an agent, you will see you can create an agent. You can start with an agent template. You can see this one also with a voice agent, a safe travel agent, a financial agent, or a benefit agent, or you can create your new agent. And if you look at saying you want to create a new agent also, you can describe what you want. It can be descriptive also. Do you get? And then you can skip to configure it, that is, you know what you want to do yourself. So you can see you give it description, you give it instruction, then you give it suggested. You can see that those suggested prompts, you will do it yourself. You will add knowledge. And when you want to add knowledge, there are different options for you. You have knowledge for public website, from SharePoint, from Dataverse, from Dynamics, from Salesforce, from ServiceNow. You can see even third party is where you can add knowledge from. Unlike this place that you're creating, where can I add knowledge from? The only place I can add knowledge from is where, if I say I want to add knowledge, it only allows me to add knowledge from all the chats, all the websites, all meetings, or group chat. That's where I can add knowledge from. I can add knowledge from, unlike this one, I have so many places I can add knowledge from. If I describe, if I did not say I want to configure, and let me go back. If I say create new and then I describe it, it will also come up with what status prompt. It's going to do that for me. But if I say skip to configure, that is when it's going to, you see, it even asks me to change my icon also. I can give it a name. Do you understand? I can edit the language. Is it only US language I want? I want it to build the language that maybe I'm building an agent for a French country, and I don't even know anything about it. I will just be building, and at the end of the day, the whole thing will appear to them in French. Do you understand? So that's the kind of things you can do with what Copilot Studio. This one requires you to have what? A license, a Copilot business license. But this one does not require you to have it. I mean, does not require you to have it. So I'll show you how you can build from a template. Do you understand? So I can now just say what create, and once I create, it will create it and bring it as a smart scheduler. But please, if you are using a template, don't use it. You have to remove. I will only accept your template if you remove two prompts, two starters prompt, and put your, three starters prompt and put your own prompt. because I want to see what you're coming up with. So you're not just create or you add more things, since you're entitled to three more, I mean six prompts. If you want to use a template, then ensure that you're not using the defaults. You're only using three out of the default starters prompt for your agent. I want to see how creative you are. I want to see you coming up with another three set of starters prompt. I've given you an idea of what it is. Do you understand? So you can come up. There are so many starters prompts you can come up with creating this. So you can see this now that I've created this here. This is me creating from a what? From a pre-built, and I can use this for all my meetings. As can say, proposed way to encourage participation during an in-person hybrid meeting or virtual meeting. If it will give me how I'm supposed to do what, encourage them for an hybrid meeting, for virtual meeting, for in-person, the kind of things I need to do. Suppose that's what the agent is doing for me. So, but now let's me now say I want to create my own agent, which is what I want you to do. So I'm not going to use any template. I'm going to describe what my agent is all about. So hold on. So what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to, because of time, I know we're past time. I'm saying I'm going to create a travel assistant. Say you're a travel assistant, reach user and ask about the destination, travel date, budgets, preference, and let me even say preference, recommend destination, find flights and hotel, and provide visa and weather info. Your tone should be friendly and professional. Always summarize and ask if the user wants to confirm or explore more. This is me giving an agent more information to do. Another thing is that if I want to build this agent in a more way. I said it before that these are things I can go to ChatGPT and then ask, okay, ChatGPT, help me. I want to build an agent, but I need you to help me with a framework for goals, context, success, and expectation. So you can see one. This is what is the desired outcome. This is what I want ChatGPT because of Go. Create an AI agent that can what help user build flight itineraries. I can put all of these. So this is the prompt I'm now going to use for it. Design a Copilot that help travelers create complete travel plans, including flight, hotel booking options, and weather forecasts based on travel dates and destination. Do you understand? That's my goal. I have gone to ChatGPT. I've said that these are the four frameworks for me to build what a travel agent. However, please help me break down each of these goals to what is the ideas I should use. This does not mean that I cannot also decide to say I want to add to this idea. Please excuse me, I want to get water, please. Just 1 minute. All right. So this does not mean that I cannot say to myself that I want to put the things my I mean the option I mean the prompts myself. But I've gone to ChatGPT to say, okay, now give me. And then he helped me. And he also even gave me an example. He said around context, which means context means what specific details of background should be included. Users are casual travelers or business conversation and all of that. Said the AI agents may be used very well by teams. And then he gave me an example. The user might say, plan a trip from NYC to Paris next week, and the agent should respond with a proposed flight itinerary. That's what I wanted to do. And then source will be where do I want to use? Okay, for flight and hotel APIs, I want to use maybe Skyscanner, Booking.com, TripAdvisor for weather, open weather map, weather API, and all of that. I'm doing this. Copilot is taking into consideration both M365 Copilot chat, and if I want to build this agent from within a what a Copilot studio, you see these things that I've put here will be very useful for a Copilot studio. Then finally, if I'm building an agent through a Copilot studio, that is the one I showed you last, then finally, it's saying what should the Copilot do and how should it behave? Respond in a friendly, effort zone, prompt user, and all of that. Do you get? So that's what. But now, what I've just done is that I've just written a very small thing to say you're a smart travel agent, greet user and ask about the destination, travel, dates, budget and preference, recommend destination, find flights and hotel and all of that. Always summarize and have the user wants to confirm and explore more. And once I click this, we're going to see what the agent is going to do. This is me creating what? A declarative agent. You can see what it tells me. Said, great. Now let's determine a name for your agent assistant. How about a travel guide? Do I like that guide? Maybe. Or please confirm or suggest another name. So I'm going to say, I want it to be smart travel body. Huh? Maybe that's what I want. That's what I want. So he knows that that's what I want. And you will see right away, it will change the name to what Smart Travel Body, where it was before. Before it was, he gave it a travel guide. Now I said, now let's refine the instruction for what your smart travel. First, you can provide more details on how you want your smart travel body to interact with user. For example, should they ask specific question? So you see all of those things that I have now um I have now as ChatGPT are things that can be useful here that I can now say, okay, how can you provide more details on what you want the smart this thing to do? For example, you could ask specific question about a travel preference or provide detailed recommendations. So this is the instruction part. And then for the instruction parts, I can decide to say, create a complete travel. I can be giving it instruction, maybe this shift. I can give another instruction to go to another line. Let me see. Let me see. I can give it this. Just help users build flight itinerary and all of that. And then for the other ones, maybe let me just stop with this one and then so that we can go on. And I click this. Do you understand? So once I click this, because of time, I know we're almost 2 hours to the time. Once I enter this, they say, so would you like to add any publicly accessible website as knowledge source for smart travel? This step is optional. Why you ask that this step is optional is because if I go now to configure, do you understand? If I go to configure my knowledge base, because I did not, if I select this, I can say, well, use up websites. Do you understand? Or I can come here and say that because I have to search by name, I can do maybe Skyscanner or booking.com if I do this. But you see, in all websites, if I do this, if I do, if I don't put, if I know the URL of those places, I can come and add it. But since I don't use it, I don't know it. That's why I say just use all websites so you will know where to go and search from. And that is all. If I look at this starters prompt, anyone I feel I do not need, I can remove. Hmm? Do you understand? I can remove it and say, like this, confirm or explore more. I don't need it. Um, greet and ask, hello, I'm a smart. This is not what my status on, Ask for travel, where are you traveling to? Maybe I just want to keep 4. Ask for preference, recommend destination. I can leave, maybe this 5 is okay for me. Do you get? And I can add another starter prompt if I want, because of time. I'm just looking. So if I want to test now, let's say, where you plan if I do this? Let's see the results. Hello, it's great to meet you. Where are you planning to travel to? I'd love to help you with your travel, but whether it's finding flight, booking hotels, or checking the weather, I'm here to assist you. So I'm going to ask this question. Say, I am planning a trip to Seattle from Lagos, and it's from 17th of June and 17th of June to 25th of June. Findings should include, okay, let me be and say for a business meeting, because you can ask for a business meeting, you can now assist me on the kind of clothing I can wear for business, for a business meeting. And then and then um your findings should include, because I don't have money, cheap flight and hotel, and then also, although I can do this one after the other, also recommend appropriate clothing based on weather. Hmm? And then I enter this. Okay, so it tells me this is what it's doing already. You can see. He said, great, let's get started. Roberto. Okay, so he said, let's get started. He said, here are some options for cheap flight from Lagos to Seattle. Skyscanner, we start with 8:31 for one way with Egypt Air departing on June 16. You see what this thing has done? He has gone to the website and then he looks for this flight. Instead of me going to Sky Scan and then be checking through all their flights to be saying, oh, which one? Then he said Expedia flight start at 870 for one way and then this for round trip. Cheap flight start at 889. He has already told me. Then hotel, there are some affordable hotel options in Seattle and he told me how much they are. You see, and then the weather in Seattle from June until is supposed to be mild and pleasant. June average high these and average these. Quoting recommendations based on the weather, it does this. I hope this helps you plan. If you have any other preference or need assistance, and then you give me all of the reference in case I want to check it out. So I can decide to say that um can you book the flight for me? Can you book flight for me? You book flight for me, and let's see what it's going to say. Okay, do you know why it says I'm sorry but I can't book flight directly for you, or however I can help you find the best options? Because in the instruction, hmm, I did not say book flight. It was all like create complete travel plans, including flight, booking hotels, and weather, because the instruction did not include that. Help them to book flights. So let's see whether if I add help users to book flights and see, let's see if I ask this question again and let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, I thought as much. So if we need, why it will not be able to, oh sugar, help user build my instruction I did not add. Is it that doesn't add? It didn't add. Okay, it is save. I think I've already passed it. So one of the things with the studio, what the studio can do for you, that because that's why it's the complete agent, is that it will help you to book a flight. And when it's helping you to book a flight, because I know for this one, it will require the API to even those places for you to be able to book your flight. So you can connect to the API. Meanwhile, in this Copilot, M365 Copilot chat, I can connect to what? To the APIs, but it can give me suggestion of everywhere I can go. And then if I am fine with all of the informations, I probably maybe I need more information and all of that, or I want to check through, I can now do what? Create. Immediately I create my agent and this it will open. It doesn't take time at all. And that is why we feel that it is not something that you would need so many people to be in a group for. You yourself alone can't just do what? Create it yourself. So I can do what? You can see that these links work for you alone. If I go to agent, which is now the what's this is my agent, I can now decide to say I want to share it. I can decide to share it later because this one of the things that the you when you create an agent, one of the things you want to achieve with it is that you want it to be to work for you. That's why we said a co-pilot chat will allow you to build an agent that can work for you alone. So that maybe some of those tasks that you are doing, you can actually do it on your own. So that's the reason why Microsoft gave you like the M365 what Copilot chat so that you can create your own agents, your own. So I don't know how many of us are still on the call. So this is my smart travel agent. I can still come back here later on, edit it, and if I edit it, I'll still go back to the Copilot Studio AI agent builder. I can decide to change the details. I can decide to update it. I can decide to change the icon, set another background for it. Continue to, or even refine my description. I can do a lot of things and you can see that it's updated. And when I come here, I can come to say maybe I want to share it anyone in my organization or to specific people. Right now, it is only me. If I say specific people, I can list the people in my organization that I want to share it with. Let's say I want to share it with Foyi. I can share it with Foyi. Maybe I want to share it with what they call it, Lara. I can decide to share it with Lara, maybe the agent I feel. So when you build an agent, most times in with M365 Copilot chat is actually for your own personal use. However, you can now decide to share it with colleagues, probably maybe it's good, or if you feel also it will be useful for the whole organization, you can share it also. So that's just the bit about agents from M365 Copilot chat. Now, another way, is there any questions so far before I go on? I've muted you guys so you can raise your hand. So, like I said, look for something and build on your own. We want you to come. The more creative you have, the more chances you have for the judges to select your own as the one agents, or your project has one that will compete with the rest. Remember at the back of your mind that for everybody we are building this for, in each track at the end of this day, we're going to pick one winner. So the more your agent, the more you are creative, the more you are constructive, your instruction. I've given you an example of how you can do instruction. You can go and look from existing templates, how they draft instruction, and then you use that also to build your own. Well, if you are creative enough, we will see it from the way your agent appears and can come out, and that will make you stand out. So that's one of the things we want you to be at the back of your mind. So create that. I don't know. I only have 10 minutes left, and I hope that 10 minutes, because it's already two. Yeah, no, it's 3 hours, oh, Abby. Is it? We started by 12. Okay. I think I have 10 minutes left. Okay, so this is just here. So another way I can build agents. Let me come to my, which is this one. No. So another way I can build agent is through my, I can build an agent by me going to my Azure portal. So if I go to my Azure, we call it AI Foundry. I'll just show you that real fast. So if you're a developer, and as a developer, you need to build an agent, you can actually build an agent from, to prove this, you can actually build an agent from, yeah, I know. You can actually build an agent from what they call it, from your AI Foundry. As a full-blown developer, you can build it. They're trying to chat me up. So, but you must have a subscription, which is quite very important. It's quite very important. So, if you have a subscription, what you will now do is that you will just go to ai.azure.com. And when you go to ai.azure.com, it's going to, this is where your AI Foundry is going to be. Because I have an Azure AI Foundry before, it's going to ask you for your word, for your for a subscription where you can link to, and if you have, it's going to do that. So now that I've put a subscription, then it's going to also prompt you for a model. The model that I selected is ChatGPT. So let's say I want to create an agent, and the project. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I create what? A project. Um, and that project, I have a subscription here. And then I don't want the project's name to be this thing. So let's say I'm saying my project name is Smart Travel, Smart Travel Projects, Agent Projects. I can decide to give it a short name so that it will not. So Smart Travel Agent Project. Yeah. So that's my project name. So if I'm creating a new project, I have to select the subscription where I want it to be. And then if I want to use a new group, a new resource group, I create my new resource group, rename it, and say my resource group. Let's say it is STA project um RGP, that is resource group, and I click OK. And then it's going to create a new Azure AI Foundry resource also. And then let's say I'm okay with this, the region, I'll pick a region and I'll create. So immediately it's setting up my Azure AI Foundry for me. This is my Foundry, AI Foundry environment now is setting for me. In fact, you can create a declarative agent. All the things we've been doing since, you can see that this was declarative agent. You are not putting any code. That's why it is called what? Declarative agent. It is no code. But if it is the one that you are putting codes in, that is, you are building custom agents. Remember, we said that we can build custom agents, and this is what I'm trying to do here. We can build custom agent from your Copilot Studio. You can also build from your what? From your AI Foundry, and you also can also build from your VS Code. Time will not allow me to go to VS Code, and most importantly, if I have to build from VS Code, I will have to use my company's um work account, which is not safe for me. So I'm not going to do that. So setting up my project, this may just take a few minutes. Once this is completed, mm, I can now quickly show you the same thing I did on the Copilot AI builder. I will do the same thing here, and then let's see the difference. So we're just going to wait for that. But in the meantime, if you have any question, let me know. So far with what we have taught, because after today, next week, we are evaluating your project. So by next week, we're expecting that people should submit their projects. And then we are also going to, or during the course of the week, you can start telling us, oh, you have finished building your project. Though we have the last class, our last class is next week, where you will know things around licensing, and probably you can manage your projects and all of that. So you can see that immediately I create um, a model. You can see this is my Foundry agent services. It's saying that I should select a model, or I deploy a model, that is, but I don't have a model. I will use ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is what I want to use. Now, when I use ChatGPT, if I go to agents, because I created AI model, it creates a ChatGPT by default for me, but I can decide to create my what I mean some two default agents for me. I may not need this, so I want to create my own agents. And then my own agents that I want to create, this is the name. So this is the ID is giving it. But I don't want this ID. So I mean, this is ID is giving it. Sorry, I can't do anything around that. But the name is what I want to change. So I'm going to change the name and call it what? Smart Travel for the and then you see, just like you have the same thing also. Well, okay, let me say staff travel assistant, if you allow me. So just the same way, you see that you quickly change the name here. So just the same way you have, it tells me my deployment is going to what? ChatGPT 4.0, this. That's what it's telling me. Or I can create a new deployment. Then the same way too, I can give it an instruction, which the instruction also I'm going to give it. Let me see. Where's that my Word document again? So I'm going to give you this instruction, and the instruction is design a copilot, design an agent. Oh, sugar, design an agent that helps travelers create complete travel plans, including flight, hotel booking options, and weather forecast based on travel dates and destination. That's my agent instruction. Then I can say that what are the things I also want you to do is, this is, let me just give you this instruction. Then this is the agent description. My description, I'll give it that same thing, that you are, this is my description, you're a travel assistant user and ask about the destination, travel agent budgets, travel budgets and preference, recommend destination, five flights, food, and provide visa and weather info. Your tone should be friendly. That's the same thing. Now, I can now decide on my knowledge. You see, knowledge also gives you what the access to data sources for grounding. You remember all the words we've been saying since grounding responses. I can add, you can see, I can upload flights. That's the difference between when you are building a custom agent. I can do Azure AI search, I can do Fabric, I can go to SharePoint, I can add TripAdvisor, Morningstar, grounding with Bing, and all of that. I can do, but once I leave it, it will know that I want it to use. Now, action gives the agent the ability to perform tasks. Do you understand? These are the actions. And what are the kind of actions? Probably maybe I want you to do things like code interpreter, but I don't want you to go there. I don't want to complicate issues. So let's leave this. This is all I want it to do. And then I can also add voice background and all of that. So once I finish this, before I say I want to deploy, let me try it in a playground. The playground is also the same way what we've been doing before. So let's see what it will look like in the playground. So let me see. Let me add my knowledge base. Let's just say I'm adding, if I add TripAdvisor, it will not allow me. Let me use grounding. Mm, Create a connection. Okay, you know what? So it's active now. We could test now. So I think the instruction is what I gave here. Hold on. Let me now use the mm, since I have it, I can now say I. This is my playground. I'm testing it. I. Let's say I. And then let's see. Hello, welcome. Where are you planning to travel? Let me know your destination, travel budget, and person. I can help you. So I'm saying that I am traveling to Seattle. And then let's see. Remember that I did not. You see, you now ask me for budgets and these things. So I'll say, I need cheap flight. I don't have a budget and hotel. And once I enter this, where is there? So you now say travel day. So he's asking me the travel day, departure, budget, a rough idea of a budget of both flights, hotel preference. Um, so if I enter one, I want to answer it for one. I'll say for okay, I'm leaving from Lagos. One is Lagos to Seattle. Then two, I am travel date. Okay, that is two. One is travel date. So I say June 20. Then to enter the third line, I just press Shift Enter 3. And I say budget, a rough idea of a budget for both flights accommodation. Let me see, I have $500. God knows which kind of, and then my hotel, hostel or A and B. Yes, I want A and B. Yeah, you see the way that his own is different, what he's asking me compared to what the other one is asking me. Because he's now making use of chat GPT. So by the time I finish with all this, my story, let me present it and let's see what he's going to say. Because now he's using chat GPT 4.0 as the model. So you see what he told me. So let me start with the flights. Uh, flight from Lagos to Jos typically can cost more than 500, especially for international travel. So me saying $500 is not realistic. I will search for economic class tickets with layovers for the most affordable option and filter flights like Ethiopia and all of that. For A and B, will you prefer to stay in central area like downtown Seattle or neighbor? Let me know. So I will say um I was downtown Seattle is what I would say. Downtown. This is an agent. Mhm. So let's see what it's going to say. So he said A and B for the flight may require a flexible adjustment. So he tells me, will you like me to confirm these or explore more? Let me say confirm. Hmm. Okay. So it tells me recommended listing 100 per night, total 500 for night, includes free Wi-Fi and all of that. And then it tells me the flight from Lagos also. This is best option is Turkish airline. It has one layover in Istanbul, and then the price is 550 round trip, which is not true. This one, that 550 round trip may be possible anyway, but as it tells me, there is a layover. So this is what my agent can do. And by the time I finish, now if I'm satisfied with everything that it is doing and I'm okay, I can also create this agent or even create triggers, like the other time I showed triggers, triggers and all of that. This takes me here. You must read this thing because I want to do a Microsoft B2B guest times. I want to trigger, I want to use triggers, so I must accept a Microsoft B2B guest terms of use and all of that. So these are things I need to do. And if I am okay with all the things that I'm doing, I can create my agent. Mm, and then publish my agents if I am okay. But the difference here is that you see that it is subscription based. It will be eating my what? My money. I will be using subscription. So one of the things that you will do for this kind of agent based using AI Foundry is for you to just say you want to test it out. And after you tested it out, just delete it because I'm going to do that immediately, or else before I know it, if I leave it running, my Azure credit will finish. So that will be the end of our class. I just wanted to show you the difference, the three platforms you can build. You can build with Copilot agent for SharePoint. For SharePoint, it requires a Copilot business license also, which we don't have. So I can't build for that. For the one for VS Code also, it also require a Copilot business license, which I don't have. But I've shown you this also that you can also build from AI Foundry, which is just it's declarative also, just build sentence. If you are a pro developer, you can add more things here, and then you can even add voice, you can see, and you can use APIs. A lot of things is what you can use here. If you want it to search for files, code interpreter, if you want to add image, all of those things is what you can add to your agents. And then once you build, you can set organization, you can build for organization and all of that. So that will be the end of our class. I've been able to show. I hope that I know, yes, to some of us, what we can now do is for us to now start with some of the agents that we've seen. We can decide to build some of those agents ourselves, and then see what you will get from it. Just be creative. Please, the first 5 people to submit are the people, or is it 5 or 10 people that we said that are to submit the assignment are the people that would consider for the first 5 for the next 5 days. Please submit. If you do not submit, understand that there is no attendance. Even if you feel your attendance, you're not going to get any certificate still, because the completion of the course is that you should have a project and you should be part of a project. or you have completed the project. So if you do not do that, then you may not be able to get a certificate of completion from us. So ensure that you do all of that. And besides this, if you succeed to do, even if your project is not selected, one of the things we want you to know is that you will also be considered for voucher for you to write an exam, and then a fully discounted voucher. So if that will be all. If you have any question, please let me know. I think that ends the class. So any question is welcome.